Hello students, in this class we will discuss about the losses in transformer. Generally, transformer is a electrical machine. It is a, you know that this is the electrical machine. Electrical machine. In US, every machine have some losses. In US, there is no zero losses transformer, zero losses machine. So transformer have some losses. So generally transformer consisting of mainly three losses. Those are the first loss is the copper loss. Second loss is the iron loss. Third loss is the dielectric losses. Sorry, not dielectric losses. These are the minor losses. Name it as minor losses. In these minor losses, we have two losses. Those are, first one is stray load loss. The first minor loss is the stray load loss. The second one is the dielectric loss. Dielectric loss. These are the major losses in our transformers. So we will discuss each and every loss briefly about in this session. So in this, first loss is the copper loss. Copper loss is name itself major loss. Generally, transformer has two windings. One is copper, other one is the transformer has two main parts. First part is the core, second part is the winding. So transformer made with the winding. You know that windings. Windings are made with copper or aluminium. Copper or aluminium. So windings always carries current. Whenever current is flowing through these windings, automatically every copper or aluminium have some resistance. Automatically some loss will be formed. This loss is I square R. You know that whenever we have some resistance is connected in the circuit, if it is flowing some current I through R, some loss is produced across the resistor. That loss is I square R loss. So that's why I square R loss, this is called I square R produced. This is nothing but the copper loss. Why it is called copper loss? These windings are made with copper. How? Look at here. This is the core. The windings are like this. These windings are like this. So in these windings the current will be flowing, you know that. So these windings consisting of these windings are made with copper or aluminium. That's why it is called a copper loss simply. So generally in our transformer having two windings. First winding is the primary winding. Primary winding having the primary current I1 and it has primary resistance R1. That's why the primary copper loss is I1 square R1. And it has a secondary winding. Transformer also having the secondary winding. The secondary winding flowing the current of I2 and have some resistance R2. So automatically the copper loss across secondary winding is the I2 square R2. Therefore, we have the total copper loss in the transformer is total copper loss in transformer. We can write like this, that is the combination of primary I1 square R1 plus I2 square R2. This is the total copper loss across the transformer for any transformer. We can write another equations for this copper loss. The first another equation is the copper loss, the total copper loss. Again we can write it as the copper loss refer to primary is, we can write it as the primary current into I1 square into R01. Now we have to look at what is R01. So R01 is nothing but the total resistance of the transformer. We can write the total resistance of a transformer like this, that is R1 plus R2 is converted into the R2 dash. What is R2 dash here? R2 dash is R2 by K square. What is K here? K, you know that K is simply transformation ratio. Transformation ratio. What is transformation ratio? Transformation ratio which represents the complete transformer things, that is V2 by V1 equal E2 by E1 equal I1 by I2. I1 by I2. So that's why the transformer ratio is like this. This is the transformer ratio. And this is regarding to the primary. That's why the copper loss, this is the copper loss. That's why I1 square R01. Why this one? This 0, 1 and 1 is nothing but the refer to primary. Then R01, this R01 is nothing but R1 plus R2 dash. This R2 dash equal R2 by K square. We can write same copper loss refer to secondary. Now if we considering secondary winding, then the formula is like this. That formula is I2 square and R02. I2 square and R02. Now same secondary, so secondary current R02. So R02 is nothing but same as R01. R02 equal is a combination of R2 plus R1 dash. Then what is R1 dash? R1 dash we can write it as into K square into R1. Understand? Same K is the transformation ratio. So in this we have three types of formulas. The first formula is the I1 square R1, I2 square R2. This is nothing but the complete, this represents the complete copper loss. I1 square R1 plus I2 square R2 is nothing but the complete formula of the copper loss. And we have second formula. The second formula is refer to primary. This is the refer to primary, that is I1 square R01 and the I2 square R02. I2 square R02. These are the three formulas we are using to find out the copper loss across the any transformer. Copper loss across the any transformer. The first formula is the simple, but second formula has some specific modifications. So by using the specific modifications, we can find out the complete copper loss of the transformer. Simple thing, transformer have the windings. Those windings are made with the copper or aluminum. So generally copper is the main element used to construct the windings. That why, so in the copper always current flows, always carries the current. That's why consisting of the I square R. This represents with the W copper. Transformer has two windings. First primary winding having resistance R1. It flows current I1. That's why it has the copper loss I1 square R1. And secondary we have I2. I2 is current flowing and R2 of the resistance, that's why it is I2 square R2. So the total copper loss in transformer is nothing but I1 square R1, I2 square R2. And again we can modify these formulas like this. Copper loss refer to primary, the formula is I1 square R01. Here R01 equal to R1 plus R2 dash. Now R2 dash equal to R2 by K square. And second formula R02 equal to R2 plus R1 dash. R1 dash equal to K square R1. So this is about the copper loss and in transformer and three different formulas regarding the copper loss. Next is iron loss. Iron loss. So again, in order to understand the iron loss, first again you look into the parts of the transformer. Transformer have two parts. The first part is the winding. The remaining part is transformer is made with the core. You know that the core. Core is made with steel or aluminum. Core is made with steel or iron, not aluminum, sorry. It is iron. Okay. So you know the core. So transformer, when you are drawing the transformer, this part, if it is the two winding transformer, this part is represents like this. This is the core. Okay. So core is made with steel or iron, and core always carrying the flux. Carrying the flux. So wherever the flux is having, automatically it has some losses. It has some losses. That's why it is called as iron losses. The another name of the iron losses is called as the core losses. The another name is core loss. So we can call it as the iron loss or core loss. Why it is core loss? This loss occurred on the core of the transformer. That's why it is called as the core loss. Okay. So the flux flowing, whenever the flux is production, the flux is flowing in the core. That's why we got the two losses, core losses. Okay. And these core losses or iron losses are two types. One is the hysteresis losses, loss. Another one is the eddy current loss. So if you are understanding these two losses, hysteresis loss and eddy current loss, you will have clear idea about the core losses. Core losses are iron losses. First, we will look into the hysteresis loss. So here, the hysteresis loss means if you have an idea in your previous study in applied physics, we have hysteresis study. Hysteresis curve, it follows the hysteresis curve. The curve is between H and flux. The curve is like this. Whenever the magnetic field intensity is like this and flux path is like this. The path, whenever the magnetic field is applied, then automatically it follows the curve. And this is the curve. This is the hysteresis curve. Due to the hysteresis curve, the hysteresis loss will occur on the core of the transformer. So we can name it as reverse of magnetism of transformer core. Hysteresis loss due to reverse of magnetism magnetization, sorry, not magnetism, magnetization of transformer core. Due to this problem, we will get the hysteresis loss. So generally what happened to here, generally in our transformer, any core or transformer is made with some dipoles. Dipoles means it has some polarity like this. We have number of dipoles. I taken just 3. But after completion, whenever the flux is applied in this manner. That manner is flux follows the sinusoidal waveform. Not magnetic intensity is applied in this form. But after completion of this, the dipole structure is not follow the same path. Initially it starts from here and it will reach negative and again negative. At this point the dipole structure is a different manner. Some dipoles in some direction, some dipoles in another direction, some dipoles in another direction, like that. That's why the loss occurred in the transformer core. So this loss is represented by the Steinmetz formula. So this loss is WH is represented by WH is represented by Steinmetz formula. Steinmetz is a scientist. He find out a formula. Steinmetz formula. That formula is Steinmetz is the scientist. He invented a formula. That formula is WH equal to neta Bmax whole power x small f into V. This is the formula of the hysteresis loss occurred in the transformer. This is the formula. And we have more number of problems on this formula. That formula equal to WH equal to neta Bmax whole power x small f into V. Here we can write one by one. That one by one is like this. WH is hysteresis loss. Small n equal to any constant. We can name it as Steinmetz coefficient. It is that Steinmetz coefficient, and Bmax is maximum flux density. Name itself represents maximum flux density, and small f frequency. Name it as the frequency. V volume of the core. We have a core, it has some value. And here x is the hysteresis constant. Hysteresis constant or coefficient, anything. It is called as the hysteresis coefficient or constant. It has some value directly 1.6 for silicon steel or we can use it for CRGO steel. We can use for silicon steel or for the CRGO steel. For anything, it is only this formula. Okay. So once again, WH is the hysteresis loss, neta is the Steinmetz coefficient, Bmax is the maximum flux density, and x is the hysteresis coefficient. It has some value. It is used in our problems. Okay. Small f is frequency, V is the volume of the core. So generally we have two conditions to understand the hysteresis loss. The first condition is First condition, if voltage by frequency is constant, voltage by frequency is constant. Why voltage by frequency is constant? Why it is constant? Generally, we have a relation, that is flux is V by F. Flux R, or we can name it as V by A. Flux density into unit area. Okay, anything. So B. Phi is the flux, B is the flux density. Both are same. Flux in Weber. This is Weber for meter square unit area, right? So it is constant. Then what happened? We can write V by F is constant. Automatically, flux is constant. If V by F if flux is constant, that meaning is flux is constant, automatically Bmax is also constant. Bmax is also constant. Then hysteresis loss we can directly write like this. How we can write? This is the constant and theta is also constant. F is not constant. Volume of the core is also constant. Directly we can write WH equal to A into F. This is the direct formula. In your problem, if he is given voltage per frequency is the constant value, then you can directly write WH equal to A into F. A into F. This is the one formula. It is very much useful in our problems. It is very much useful in our problems. And we have a second case. That second case is if V by F is not equal to constant, then automatically Bmax is not equal to constant. Bmax is not equal to constant. And then automatically Bmax we can write it as V by F. Then if you simplify this, you will get hysteresis loss is proportional to neta, and in place V by you can write V by F whole power x and small f into V. This is the formula. These are the two conditions are very much useful in the problems. The first condition, if voltage per frequency is constant, then directly hysteresis loss equal to A into F. A is also some constant into frequency. If V by F is not equal to constant, then hysteresis loss is proportional to neta V by F whole power x into F into V. Okay, this is about the hysteresis loss and hysteresis loss. This is about the hysteresis loss and the related information, related formulas. Okay. Now we will look into the second loss of the core loss is eddy current loss. Eddy current loss is the simple thing. Generally, core is used for only for flux, not for current flow. Flow of flux. It is used for flow of flux, not for current flow. You know this thing, current flow. But due to the proper, it has inherent low conductivity property. It has low conductivity property. Due to that, some across the core, some EMF is induced due to the defect of the core. Some currents are produced. Some currents are produced. Those currents are called eddy currents. Eddy currents are simple. Generally, core is used for the flow of flux only. not for current flow, but core has, so it has inherent low conductivity property. Due to the low conductivity property, some EMF is induced. Due to that EMF, currents are produced. Those currents are called eddy currents. Due to the eddy currents, automatically loss will be occurred. Due to these eddy currents, some loss will be occur. Some loss will be occur. That loss is called the eddy current loss. That loss is called the eddy current loss. So eddy current loss have, so we can remove this eddy current loss simply the remedy or remove, we can remove this by adding silica, by adding 5% of silica. And second we have by using the laminations, we can remove the eddy currents by using the laminations. Laminations means, so we have some core is made like this, core is made like this, then the eddy currents will be removed. Okay, adding the silica to the steel, so some construction of the steel we should add some this, and we can using the laminations we can remove this. And we have a formula in order to understand this. These eddy current loss is represented by the WE. This eddy current loss represented by a WE. The formula of the eddy current loss K into say B max square F square T square. F square and T square. This eddy current loss is represented by K into B max square F square T square. Yes. So W is eddy current loss. You know that K is constant of proportion. Constant. And Bm maximum flux density. Maximum flux density. Again, F is frequency. F is the frequency. T is the thickness of laminations. T is thickness of laminations. We are using laminations to remove the eddy currents. Thickness of laminations. Understand? Right. And this eddy currents loss, if case 1 same as that, case 1 V by F is constant. V by F is constant. Then eddy current loss is represented by like this is constant, F is only, so we can write B into F square. B into F square. And if E by F is not equal to constant, if V by F is not equal to constant, then automatically so eddy current loss is, we can write like this, that is K, B means V square by F square into T square. Right. So automatically W eddy current loss is also, so K is constant and we have V square T square, so we can write B into V square. So eddy current loss is proportional to V square. Eddy current loss is proportional to V square. Okay. So we have two conditions. The first condition is eddy current loss equal to B into F square, and the second condition is this is the eddy current loss equal V square. The finally, and the combination of eddy current loss and hysteresis loss we can write like this. That is case 1. The first case, the case 1 equal to the total iron losses will be case, what is case 1? V by F equal to constant. If V by F equal to constant, we can write like this: A into frequency plus B into frequency square. And case 2, if we take the case 2, if V by F is not equal to constant, V by F is not equal to constant, then total iron loss will be combination of hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. That way we write like this: A into V1 whole power 1.6 and F into minus 0.6 plus B into V square. These are the two formulas is very much useful in doing the problems. So you can, by doing the calculation, adding the both two, you will get. Already we individually done this. Just we are adding both these. We are individually complete this, but if you have any doubt, you can do this. You can do this. Okay. So this is about complete iron loss. This is nothing but the copper loss related, and this is nothing but the iron loss related. Same thing. This is about the copper loss related, and this is about the iron loss related. Generally, we have last point. That last point is flux is always constant in core. You know that the flux is always constant in core. So automatically the iron loss is due to flux only. Iron loss is always constant for any transformer. If flux is constant for transformer, iron loss is constant. But what about current? Current is not constant. Current is variable. Depends on the load. Current will be varied, and the copper loss is variable. Okay, that's why iron losses constant. Iron losses are called as constant losses. Iron losses are called as constant losses. Constant loss. Iron loss is called as the constant loss, and copper loss is variable loss. So finally, the constant loss are the copper losses, and iron losses are copper losses are constant. Iron losses are core losses are the constant, and copper losses is variable. Okay, this is about complete information regarding the losses in the transformer. Okay, thank you.